Tyreek Hill. So this is another one that, we've been getting into as far as the opportunities out on the field and talent being wasted, right? So as you remember, or if you do remember, Tyreek Hill at one point said that Tua Tagovailoa was better than Patrick Mahomes. And it's kind of sad because at this point, we know that's not true. And with everything that Tua has went through as far as the concussions and things like that, I think Tyreek Hill is feeling that his talent is not only being wasted, but he may not have another shot at another ring as far as at this point in his career. So let's get into this one. It says, what are the Dolphins without Tyreek Hill? The star receiver put his team in a bind by saying he wants out of Miami. Now, before we get into this, obviously make sure you guys hit that like, that thumbs up, and understand that there is, dead money involved. So it's going to cost the Dolphins about $28 million or something like that, and cap money if he were to get traded out. It's a lot of money. I'm not sure the Dolphins would want to waste that money, but who will Tua's top target be next season? The NFL regular season just finished a mere hours ago, and we already know that one of the biggest storylines of the offseason is going to be, what will the Miami Dolphins do with Tyreek Hill? Hill said after Sunday's season-ending loss, he was done playing in Miami. Speaking with reporters after the game, he first spoke vaguely about a need to do what's best for me and my family, end quote. But then stated his intentions more clearly when pressed. I'm about to open that door for myself, dog, Hill added. I'm opening the door. I'm out, bro. It was great playing here, but at the end of the day, I got to do what's best for my career. It's too much. I'm too much of a competitor to just be out there. Shout out to you, Joseph. I appreciate you, bro. So I agree, right? I agree with Tyreek Hill. You are a competitor. You do have talent. You do have speed. You do have great hands. You do have great IQ as a wide receiver. The problem is you decided to leave. Now, this is the flip side of the conversation we had earlier. You decided to leave, a good thing, because you wanted more money. It wasn't good enough for you. You thought the grass would be greener on the other side. So you leave a good thing in Kansas City where everything was going well for you. You're like, they're not going to pay me enough money. I want to go down south. I want to go down to Miami. I want to go to Miami where the palm trees and the beaches. I don't want to play in the cold no more. I get it. But at the same time, you left a good situation, right? The grass isn't always greener on the other side. And so now Tyreek Hill is seeing that. He understands that now. And I could see at some point where he's disappointed in himself for making that decision and that he regrets leaving Kansas City because now he wishes that he was with Patrick Mahomes and he stayed there and he had the additional Super Bowl rings. Because no player likes to see a team go on without them and keep winning and get more rings because now they feel bad, especially when they made the decision to leave and it wasn't on the team specifically. So let's keep going. Coach Mike McDaniel tried to downplay Hill's comments, says, I'm not going to put too much weight on secondhand post-game disappointment statements, McDaniel said. We will see how the next couple of days progress in convos with him and I. I mean, Mike McDaniel, you're a pretty smart guy, right? You're educated. Ivy League. When someone says how they feel, you take it at what it is. You don't sit there and try to change the narrative and say, well, I'll be able to talk him out of it and he's just going through his moment. Tyreek Hill said what it is. So now you're telling me that you want to keep this man in the locker room. He doesn't want to be there. What does that create? A toxic situation. When someone tells you who they are or what they're about, you believe them and then you work on the next route. You work on what comes next. You don't sit there and tell everyone, oh, well, nah, he's just upset right now. We'll figure it out. No, this man is telling you exactly how you feel. Because guess what? You don't want to have another situation where Tyreek Hill pulls an AB, do you? You don't want Tyreek Hill to run off that field and take off his jersey and his helmet and his shoulder pads, do you? Because guess what? We know that wide receivers are divas. I'm not saying that Tyreek Hill is AB, but when someone tells you their intentions, it's probably good to let him go. But there you go. We'll keep it going. Hill is coming off one of his worst seasons of his pro career, having caught 81 passes for 959 yards. The only other time he failed to crack the 1,000-yard benchmark were his rookie year in 2016, when he played in 19 when he missed 4 games with a shoulder injury. His down year comes after a career year last season in which he led the league in receiving yards, 1,799, and was tied for the league lead with 13 receiving touchdowns. He was just the 8th player since the AFL-NFL merger in 1970 to average at least 110 receiving yards per game, minimum of 10 games played. How would you feel if you had the best year in your career and then your quarterback literally cannot perform up to that standard anymore because of his own issues? How would you feel? A lot of wide receivers will feel the way Hill's. Hey, listen, my quarterback ain't performing the way that he needs to because of the issues that he has. Now, we're not going to throw out the word CTE, but we are going to say concussion a lot because we know that Tua Tagovailoa has had many concussions, and that will affect the way that he's going to play. That will affect his ability to make decisions. Now, I'm thinking if I'm Tyreek Hill, I'm saying, well, I believed in Tua, but he's not going to be the guy to get the job done for me. So now I'm stuck. Are we going to get a new quarterback? Is he going to move on, or do I need to move on? Well, Tua leaving Miami is probably not going to happen. So Tyreek Hill's like, all right, I know I'm not going to get what I need out of Tua. Let me move on. I need to move on and go somewhere else where I can go be great under a quarterback who I don't have to worry about. Because I said this last season, if Tua decided to stay, it was not only going to affect the fans, but it was going to affect the team as well, because now you're looking at it like everyone's upset. Everyone's angry because now Tua's being a little bit selfish, right? No, I'm not putting on the Guardian cap. I'm going to go out there and play my own game, even though I've been down on the field multiple times and had you all scared and worried. So I think there's a lot going on with Tyreek Hill and as far as how he feels with, this situation, as far as with this quarterback and as far as his own performance, because both go hand in hand. You have to be able to trust your quarterback to know that he's going to survive out there to get you the damn ball. But let's keep it going. Isn't it a coincidence that Hill's monster season came in this first season in which quarterback Tua Tagovailoa played every game, but the quarterback missed 6 games this year due to a concussion and a hip injury. Hill was held to just 14 catches for 140 yards in the first 4 games that Tagovailoa missed, the last of which was a Week 7 loss to the Colts, in which Hill was targeted just twice by quarterback Tyler Huntley and Tim Boyle. Hill wasn't sweating the lack of targets, though. You're going to have ups and downs. I understand how it goes, he told reporters later that week. After Tagovailoa returned to practice, I'm not going to lose my head over football. I'm going to control what I can control, which is running the right routes, being in the right spot, and being a good teammate. It seems like something has changed, though. His quote, "I'm too much of a competitor to just be out there," after Sunday's game makes him sound like a guy who's frustrated with his role in the offense. He caught 9 passes for 105 yards from Huntley last week in a win over the Cleveland Browns, but was held to just 2 catches for 20 yards in Sunday's must-win game. So Tyreek Hill's looking forward to the future, right? I'm too much of a competitor means you guys are wasting my offense. You guys are wasting my talent. You guys are wasting my contribution to this team. And that's the reality of it. So do I blame Tyreek Hill for how he feels right now? No, I don't. Maybe he could have pulled people aside and, off camera and had a conversation. I will say that he could have maybe handled it a little bit more professionally. Sure. But, he's speaking how he feels. And I can't fault him for that. Maybe it is time that he moves on. And unfortunately, I think that comes at the hands of Tagovailoa being selfish. Because to be honest, to me, maybe Tagovailoa should have took a back seat to the quarterback position, let somebody else come in, be healthy, that can perform in this role, and not waste all the talent that Miami's had, right? Miami had Hill, they had Gesicki, they had Waddle, right? There was a lot of talent. Barrios, there's a lot of talent over there that Miami had. In fact, Miami should be if not above Miami or above Buffalo, but right behind Buffalo when it comes to being in the AFC East. And unfortunately for them, it hasn't turned out that way because all the talent has been wasted because of the situations with Tua Tagovailoa. So there you go.